This is a cybersecurity role play. There is a not-for-profit organization called Social Life Inc. It is based out of Bangalore. They do social activities, go to the lower segment of the society, collect lot of personal data of the people, profile them to make sure that the benefits reach to the right set of people. So they are having data of last mile villagers, they have data of people who are giving them something. So huge amount of personal data is available with Social Life Inc. And this organization has got multiple departments. There are 4 departments particularly. One is management. The management is being steered by Jigment, sorry. The second one is comms. It is being steered by Yash. The third one is legal, Mr. Ghalot. Okay. The legal department is being steered by Samir. The fourth one is, what is the fourth one? IT. IT is being led by Ahita. Okay. So can you guys go to the 4 corners of the room? Now we will, in the most random way, we will create teams for each one of these departments. So if you are 1, you go to her, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you are 1. Go. 2. Oh, you can be here. You want to play? Yeah. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Dheeraj, 3. 3, 3. Arey, you are a fellow, you need to play. 3. Nahin. Mini nahin. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You are 3, 4. 1, 2, Tithi. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 4. आप फेलो लग नहीं रहे. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Yeah, please play. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is management. Jigment है. Okay. No, Ahita है. Okay. Ahita is IT, comms, legal, and management. Okay. So now you guys are in a situation wherein the organization has received an email from an anonymous hacker saying that the entire data of the organization is with them, and if you don't give them a certain amount of money, they are going to release it to the public.
Anupam,
So-
that is in 2 steps. Huh?
Yeah.
So the first step is that they get an email that says this. This is on 20th September, and this is coming from Anonymous. I think you must have heard of Anonymous, right? So they're saying that we, Anonymous, have been tracking your activities for some time. We're not satisfied that your activities are legitimate. we are giving you notice that we will be hacking into your data store and releasing all data to the public domain. So this is a threat. Now, what we expect the groups to do is first to spend about 5 minutes discussing among yourself from your perspective, because management has its own perspective, IT has its own perspective. So, for instance, it says they're going to hack. So IT is definitely involved, and you are threatened actually. So you have to figure out how should your response be. Similarly, legal and comms, because comms may not be in the picture right now, but at some future time they have to come into the picture. Okay, so what I was saying is each of the groups have their own role, and it might appear that comms are not involved right now, but definitely they'll be involved because at some point you have to go public with this kind of stuff. So the next 5 minutes spend among discussing among your own group. And if you would like to speak to management, or if management would like to summon any one of those, like management would like to summon IT and ask them, what are you doing about it? That's also fine. So first 5 minutes among yourself. And then you can decide what to do next.
And then one of person from each group will come and present.
Yeah, they can. Okay, time is up now. Each group, please select one person who will come and present as to what they're trying to do, or what if they. It's okay if you don't want to do anything. That's also fine, but you have to come and tell us what you're planning to do.
So the first one is management. Time's up. Management, please come and give a response on this one. Fast, fast. So you have 3 minutes max to give a response or less. Okay.
Hello. So the first step would be to check if the email is real or not, or if it's a phishing email. If it's true, then we would be contacting the IT team, the CISO or the CTO, or the InfoSec team, depending upon the organization. And then we would be assessing whether there was any um, data breach in the past, or if the controls are in place. So we would check when was the last assessment done from data privacy perspective, and we would hand it over to the IT team to know more from them. And
So what basically our approach will be that we'll be taking a coordinated approach. We'll ensure that there is a constant coordination between all the departments of our company and that no department is left behind or not updated, because it's only when we'll work together that we'll be able to combat a threat like this.
Okay, thank you. So this is, you are asking the IT team to respond on this one.
Yeah, to give a threat assessment.
Okay, IT team. Time's up. Be there. Give this mic. Okay, IT, please respond to the management.
So we've received the mail, and while the management has asked us to look into the whether this is a phishing mail or not, we are not taking any chances because better safe than sorry. So the first few aspects or the first few steps that we would like to take, the first step that we are, as an IT team, we are doing is that we are forming a red team of our own, which goes into and tries to break any vulnerabilities that are present in the system or not present in the system, because the threat is from, or it claims to be from the anonymous group. So, and it's known that they are a known group which have, at least in the past, threatened companies and released their data. So we are not taking any risks. Second is, as a part of our security measures, we are rechecking all our logs, all our passwords, etc., and ensuring that they are updated or they are up to the current standards that they need to be. And then, of course, we are implementing a decoy system also, just in case something goes wrong. So, in a way, we are ensuring that while we have an end-to-end check of all systems, if something does go wrong, just in case, because it's always a cat and mouse game, we have a honeypot so that we have some time to respond to the threats that are there. And then, of course, from the management, we'll expect that we'll be given a free hand to sort of deal with all these problems, because there could be some downtime and because there could be some impact on the company work overall. So that's the.
That's a good point of getting the
So
empowerment.
one
to manage
thing
it.
that he missed, and we want to add is, since this is a activity they have been planning, it must not be some recent one only. So we are planning to do some behavior analysis of a month or two to check something if there is malicious or not.
Month to check.
A month or logs from a month or two.
Okay. Okay. And at this point in time, management, do you see any role from the comms or the legal team? Please come. Okay. So, management, what is your expectation from the comms here?
Nothing really at this point.
Okay.
And
For
from legal, we would want more.
From the legal team, we expect an assessment whether an FIR should be lodged. And the thing that we're looking forward right now is that if an FIR is lodged, it might affect our share value, and if it's not lodged, it might create additional liability. So, like, to give an analysis of checks and balance, that what will be an ideal position for us.
okay. Thanks.
One other policy
So it might affect our company's image.
Reputation. Okay. So, comms, have you done anything? Okay, please come. Please give the mic.
Hi, I'm Ajit. I was also part of incident management, incident response in my company actually. With that experience, I'm explaining how we are going to handle it.
No. As a comms, what is your?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I
Okay.
So communication is very critical. So we should keep two channels open. One is for internal communication and another is for external communication. Internal communication, so there is a mail list or alias or NG, that is a critical communication group consists of higher managements and product managers and the developers, senior developers. So we need to check with them what is the status on fixing the issue. The external communication, we'll keep it ready, but we have to take the opinion from the legal before making it public. Because once we go public, we are accepting there was an incident and will be responsible for all the damages.
Okay, thank you. Anything to add?
No, just one small thing on what Ajit mentioned already, which is while we realize that communications usually comes at the very last stage when we are fully ready and in a position to communicate and speak with the outside world that hey, this has happened and this is where we are at. We think for an incident like this, just how what management was also mentioning earlier, right? That different timelines or different sort of fixes, right? We feel this will be a very ongoing exercise, right? This won't be that hey, this has happened, we have fixed this, everyone can go home, right? And hence comms will have to be kept in loop throughout the process, right? It won't be just a one-time entity in that sense. And the other, what Ajit rightly mentions, internal comms as well, right? So that all our stakeholders are aligned and on the same page. So we hope to have the buy-in of and consider us as a valuable ally for all stakeholders. We will be coming and liaisoning with you in different points of time. So thank you.
Thank you. Legal.
Hello everyone. So from what we understood, we're not fully I won't say prepared, that we're not fully sure that this is going to happen or not. So the first thing we'd have to do is look into a breach notification, and we also have to determine what kind of data it is that's being breached, since we don't have a data solely data protection act at the moment. There's the IT rules of 2011 which deal with sensitive personal data, so we could look into that. Also, there are organizations like the NCIIPC which deal with critical information infrastructure. So if our company falls into any of these, we'll have to look into that. And furthermore, there is the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. So in the event that this does happen, we'll have to report it.
Right. Just picking up from there. So we need to work with the IT team to just be ready to identify what type of cybersecurity incident would it be, and as Anahida mentioned, the type of data it is, and also the type of cybersecurity incident. The specific thing I'm referring to is the Annexure 1 of the CERT guidelines of 2022. Then we need to work to make sure that we have the requisite infrastructure to report the cyber security incident within the 6-hour timeline, which management also pointed out. And then we need to inform the management to make sure that we had a point of contact already in place to contact with the CERT in case a breach situation happens. Because that is what the CERT would be looking into when the breach happens. And that can attract, and not having a point of contact or not following certain guidelines will attract punitive action. So that's it from legal.
Okay.
Yeah, and everything is subject to management communicating the legal team. This is something which we get to know through the news and other things. The email is something which the management received, and we don't have any knowledge about this email right now.
So you are discussing because you have the knowledge.
Okay, please carry on.
So
Go back.
so you can go back. So before we move up, is there a response from the IT on the legal thing that they want? What kind of breach it is? What is your initial assessment?
We are going to wait for the response from legal team.
A little louder.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to wait for their collaboration and their inputs before.
Who is they? Who is they?
Legal teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, legal is asking your help. You are asking legal's help.
Okay, from a very pragmatic perspective, please imagine what would happen if the data leaked out. Now, this is a not-for-profit. They're working with women and the underprivileged classes in the society. Presumably, that means they're raising funds from donors. So the funding is coming from other sources. Now, what will happen if the data gets leaked? What will happen to their funding sources in future? Think about it. So in the meantime, something else has happened. 22nd, there's a message that says we have released your data to the public domain.
No, sir, 21st.
Sorry, 21st.
Oh, after
No,
2
no,
days?
yeah, after 2 days.
Okay.
We have released your data to the public domain. And media is asking, we have reliable information that Social Life's data store has been breached and the data is leaked to the public domain. Inquiry from the board chair. I'm getting reports that our data has been leaked. Is this true?
Okay. So this will be a final response by the management to the board. Okay. But you will then ask from the different teams, IT team and legal and comms, what are their preparedness level and all. So meantime, you formulate what is going to be your response.
There's a small change. The slide order has got scrambled slightly. So 21st is actually there. The 21st message is, we have hacked in your data stored and data will be released to the public domain unless you pay us 2 BTC to the following address. And some sample data has also been enclosed, so as to convince you. So the question now is whether you should pay the ransom or wait it out.
Hello. 18 December.
One more minute.
Okay, the time is up. We are okay. The time is up. IT team, IT team, please come back and respond.
We are starting with the IT team this time. So please go ahead.
Yes, IT, respond. Silence, please. IT is responding. Legal. थोड़ा बात कम करो भाई.
Legal attention, please.
अरे बाद में बात करना, अभी चुप रहो.
Comms will need your attention too.
Comms.
Yeah.
The IT team is giving the report on this email.
So now that we've received another notice which says that they have hacked into our data store and the data will be released unless a certain amount of sum is paid to them, and they have enclosed the sample data. So the first step by the IT team is to, of course, go into that sample database and check whether that data.
Last 5 minutes you were supposed to do that only, na?
So we've already done all our checks and balances.
Okay.
But right now we are just going into the sample data that is there. We are going and checking if that sample data is actually from our database or is it just a bluff.
Okay.
That is point one.
Okay.
Second, we'll also, one part of the IT team is doing that. The other part of IT team is going back and doing all the checks and balances again, all the logs, all the change of password, etc., and identifying if the leak is there, if indeed the leak is there, from where has it been leaked, so that it can be plugged even today. And then if the data, let's say the sample data is indeed leaked, the second aspect is whether it is valuable enough for the company to pay that whatever sum that is there. So that, of course, we'll have to check with the management teams. And the comms team approached us for a statement, but we of course informed them that we have to go through management and then legal, and then the statement comes to them.
Okay. So the IT has said that they will report to the management, only then comms will be involved. So we will briefly bring in the management.
So the IT has announced its intention to contact you for the next steps.
Yeah, so in response to this email, management has the opinion that we should not pay up because this will just lead to further extortion. Moreover, we are wanting to consult with the legal team on how we are supposed to communicate with the stakeholders and what kind of plan will happen. We also want more concrete solutions from the IT team in terms of like how they are securing the infrastructure. We gave them a timeline earlier on securing it. It still seems they are working on it. And we want to like forward this plan to our legal team so that they can know what kind of measures we are taking, since we also have some sort of liability with our donors and so on. Yeah, that is all for now.
You are a born manager, boss. Okay. So,
So just one point. So you may be wondering how this is feasible, because they said they're going to plug all the loopholes, but still data has got out. Is it at all possible? We will see towards the end.
this is comms.
Okay. So as comms team, we went to the different departments to sort of figure out what the current situation is, and everyone has told us that the instructions will finally come from management, and management has instructed us that to not release any public statement as of now that anything out of ordinary has happened. Apart from that, we're just waiting and trying to figure out if the hack has actually happened or not, because it won't make any sense to make any public statements till now. So that is
Okay. So that is,
Just one thing which is quite frankly very incredible, that since some sample data has already been enclosed, and this is for management and IT by the way, right? That just tell us if the hack has happened. You have sample data, right? If it has actually happened, and why we are saying this is because okay, the data is accurate, that's the assumption we're going with. Perfect, right? Because no, that wasn't clear to us. So we didn't know that, right? No, that changed a lot of things. The reason being that today, with journalists, we have relationships to maintain, right? Today we can't tell them that it's all hunky dory, and tomorrow morning wake up and, Armageddon, right? So the point being, if the hack has actually happened, we'll do two things. One, have like an internal prep already of a draft statement that we can then involve different stakeholders, jump in and give their inputs as and when possible. And second, there's something known as off the record, right? So even if not, direct statement that, hey, this has happened, we warm up the journalists. We tell them that, hey, yes, something is happening. We'll come up with clear instructions the moment we are in a position to share it, right? That is always a far safer and better method to do. We call it the drip method, right? That's something that we can definitely recommend. But again, ultimately it'll come from the management. So just standing in, I am
okay. Legal.
Yes, we can hire you.
hello.
Yes, you are audible. Please.
So the legal team will inform the
IT.
within the
IT.
6 hours
IT.
timeline and get
You have
the
not been able to find anything till now. At least hear the legal. Okay. Oh, okay.
So you're saying no, is it? No. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, since the assumption is cleared now and we know that the breach is real, we are going to inform CERT and to their point of contact and fill in a form. Uh, no, CERT is the legal side of thing, right? Not communication, no? Yeah, and then we are also going to inform the cyber cell for the malicious attack that has happened. And then
So for everyone's applicability, we are documenting everything,
थोड़ा
whatever is
थोड़ा
being
ऊपर हाँ.
yeah, yeah. So whatever is being thrown out to us, right, to each and every one of us. But first, I would say let's work as a team, like the comms, IT, management, right? If we need someone's approval, let's give it, right? Not to anyone, just point it out. So also we are verifying the internal stakeholders. If we want to inform them at any point of time, we are creating that draft. We'll share with them, right? Also, we are going with the PIIs, the data information, the sample data. What impact can it have on every one of us or the people who are using our systems, and secure our systems and collaborate internally as well with the help of audit reports, if possible, with the help of IT, right? And throwing out with comms and working with management. Management is you need to take a decision at front, right? It can't be like you are. Yeah. So we need to work as a team. That's what. No, no. So that's what we work as a team. So yeah, that's it.
So let's move on. We are running short of time a little bit. So 22nd September, we get the message saying that we have released your data to the public domain. And now the word has got out. We are getting inquiries from the media that they have reliable information that the data store has been breached. But more important, the board chair is asking that she has got this report that the data is leaked. And is that true? So the board chair is asking the management. So back to you for discussions.
Excuse me, everyone, we need one person from each team to come here, except for communications. So, one person from IT and legal. One person from IT and legal, please approach the management.
IT. Please send one representative to management. Legal. Legal. Okay.
Tell me in simple words. We are not IT people.
That we saw the data is hacked, everything is out now, and the IT heads have raised out.
Let him complete first. Let him complete first.
So we are not given up. Yeah. So we are.
So how much more time will you need?
No, the data is leaked. Now the thing is, data is leaked. We can't.
Okay, so we have question. First question: how, like, the whole data has been compromised? Whole database. So what should we do as of now? What is the suggestion from the IT team for the servers as of now?
What are the breach mitigation steps?
The servers which are hacked are completely recovered, and now we will be visiting the whole chemical servers, and we will make sure that such hacks don't happen again.
Okay, but how are you making sure? For
The stock market will fall.
Like for resetting the servers, how much time do you need? Because that's a very big statement you are saying.
Now the whole IT team is completely on that. It will hardly.
Don't go.
We are
24 hours you are saying.
24 hours with completely reset.
I think if you have a disaster management plan in place already, why did you have to shut all the servers?
That is why they have come with action.
We don't have another server, we don't have another
I just
server.
came to see the new government.
Even if we have backup servers, if I even if I turn on the backup servers, we don't have surety that the backup servers are not there. Let's suppose I shift my server to the backup server, and I would hack there too. Again, they will ask me 2 more bitcoins for that.
So wait. So my main server and my backup is also hacked.
See, I am not sure the backup is hacked. Just in case if it is.
Just need to report to the board, right? You need to tell the chairperson some actionable steps. So what is
We did document forensics.
No, apart from that, like mitigation, breach mitigation steps.
We completely
Can we
shut
have the
down the
questions
server.
first and then take the
Do
statement?
you have backup? Do you have backup?
We have legal team has a question. They shut down all my servers. My company is not working.
One by one.
Yes, exactly. That is what I am saying.
No, they shut it down. No, you can't.
That is what I am saying. Exactly. That is what I am saying.
Whenever a leak happens, the data can be downloaded. Now I don't know from the single source. Takedown is possible.
Okay, guys. Okay, wait. Let the legal team ask and I will sort it out. Legal team can
Only two level you need to work. One is how to bring back your data.
IT
Proper way is the one. Before that, how you damage your reputation? Because on the outside, right? How you communicate? You think on this. Legal side, I'm not legal. I just came as a center guy to look at it. But you have both the side of strategy to work. Otherwise, it will be a problem, right? Sudden damage will happen. Media has come asking you. You can't say no. Okay, it's already available, right? How are you going to communicate? What is the mitigation plan in place? How are you going to bring the trust?
One doubt. So they are saying again and again that we are shutting down the server. But that's what.
Legal team has a question to ask.
When the legal team initially came for the first time, we specified that we will work with you to identify what kind of
Oh my
We have 340
Once we have identified that, legal team cannot work. Because that determines whether it has to either be reported or not.
Okay. What is the next slide?
What category is for it?
Now we have.
And do you have already given
Till now we escaped.
That is why I asked you.
I have been threatening mail. Why would I go and check with my data? I got my mail on 21st, so we started working on 21st.
Okay, while you're discussing, here's some more input. This is our last input slide. Listen, please. Listen.
Guys, please listen. While the board chair had asked in the scenario that is that confirmed that there is a leak, now the board has become very active. They are asking the following further questions. Your line of reporting is to the CEO. You are the CEO. Okay. Okay.
You are already here.
So
When you say management, you are only working up to CEO level. Top of the board. I'm a board guy. You guys are board.
So should we put out a public statement? Should we reach out to our customers whose data has been breached? Should we report to the regulator on the data breach? So
Yeah, so please answer these questions also. Whether there should be a public statement, whether our customers and donors should be also reached out to, and whether we should report this.
You have to be diplomatically right. Diplomacy approach, yes. So, first question before that was, does the breach has happened? Yes, it has happened. You have confirmed that. You have to be very picky with your words. Very diplomatic.
You can't deny that. But what action you have taken to avoid this in future?
That is what the solution was given by IT. When you cannot just open it out.
All of you is the same line of talk. Otherwise, you will be confused. You have to say this happened already. What action you have done to mitigate in future? It's not over. You have to think that way only now. You not say no. Actions. We talk about actions.
You have to tell the solutions we have taken.
If somebody is an attack, they will say that yeah, it's happened. But we are regaining the vendors because we are doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Action, you can't deny that fact further.
आईटी टीम तुम लोग खाली हंसो, तुम्हारा डेटा लूट गया है, तुमको कुछ चिंता नहीं है, तुम लोग खाली हंसो वहां पे.
Okay, it's better that the comms and the management team should decide on that. Yes, that would be better. Make sure it is very
Well done. Well done.
And now they have
We can ask legal now.
shut down for the whole day.
They're the comms.
Yeah, servers and all, but that isn't a question for our administration. Whole day shutdown.
So comms has already reported the breach to CERT earlier. Okay.
Okay, we have one more minute before we go to the next phase. Okay, we'll be starting with the legal team first.
This scenario, the board has asked the chair, board chair has asked, you should invite management.
Angry towards IT and pleasing towards the final. So we'll start with legal, go over to comms, IT, and finally the last word will be the management's. Okay, someone from the legal, please.
Okay, so we have realized that IT से कुछ होगा नहीं. So we, legal. Okay, hi. Guys, yeah, management, please. Management. Please, over here. This is a Management. serious situation. We need to have your ears. And IT people. IT. Yeah? Are we good? Okay. Should we put out a public statement? Right? As per the law, we should, but it has to come from the nod, has to come from the management side, and you have to take the decision now. Right? You have to take the decision, go walk, talk with the comms team, send them to us. We are ready to help out with it. Right? That's the clear answer for the first statement. The second, should we reach out to our customers whose data has been breached? This is a straight request maybe to the IT team to tell us, okay, the data has been breached, but what kind of data are we talking about? Now, social life is primarily underserved population and donor data, right? You have to tell us what kind of, is it intentional, is it malicious? Find it out and give us a true, correct information on how we can go ahead with it so that we can take the next steps. Now, should we report to the regulators on the data breach? Yeah.
Yeah, and on the third question, as a good corporate governance practice, we suggest the legal team suggests that we should report to the regulatory authorities. But as my colleague mentioned, depending on the type of the data which was breached, we will have to identify and ascertain the requisite provisions of the act and need to verify whether the applicable laws prescribe us to report to the regulatory authorities. Thank you.
Okay. Next.
Just the bottom line. Just the bottom line. If you want us to help the comms in drafting it, please send them to us.
Okay. So the next is comms.
Um, we have something very specific of all three teams, right? And the idea is that we get to the root of this and close it as soon as possible, right? Legal team, yes, thank you. First things first, right? That we will go to management very soon with a draft statement, okay, which will include some elements that we think should be a part of what we're trying to communicate, okay. The second thing is we also feel that this will be an ongoing inquiry, right? What comms has decided, I mean, we barely have the power to decide. What comms suggests is that we put out an FAQ section on our website, okay. It can be an FAQ section on our website. It will answer most of the common queries that people might have, and the benefit is that we can keep updating it in real time, right? Is that an approach we all agree with? Right? Does that sound good?
Not with the second one, first one is fine. Not with the second one, first one is fine.
They are FAQs in the sense we are giving out broad parameters that this is what has happened. If there are any other questions that we see coming up frequently, we can just add that question to the list. No, of course. Of course. It'll go through all the processes, without a doubt. My point being that we are not relying on a simple press release right now. That's all. Right? And the third thing, I mean, I'm not sure if everyone knows of this. All the data has been leaked. Right? Is what we have heard from the IT team. Right? Secondly, sensitive personal data has been leaked. Right? Which includes Aadhaar and underserved communities and underprivileged populations and all of that. Right? No, that's what I've heard. तो आधार से पर्सनल क्या होता है? No, I checked if Aadhaar has been leaked and I was said yes.
IT, all data has been leaked. That is very clear cut. It includes everything.
IT team very clearly said Aadhaar has also been leaked. How do I know, buddy?
Okay. Go ahead. Any more points? So what you have said that you will not rely on simple press release.
Yes, there'll be an FAQ section that we'd like to do. Second thing is we expect a lot of queries from journalists and other stakeholders, lawyers and all. So we'll have like a system on our email for responder, right? So that we don't want to leave anyone on red, right? Yes, communication in regional languages because our customers come from smaller tier 2, tier 3 towns, cities, right? So we want to make sure that we're reaching out to everyone as efficiently as we possibly can, right? That's this thing we have. Management will be coming to you soon with a draft statement. Once you've taken a look, we'll go to legal for their approval, right? In the meanwhile, IT, if you have any inputs, come to us. If you do not, don't come to us. Thank you.
Okay. IT.
So IT is not going to comms. IT will be talking to management. Okay, so what IT is going to do is give you data to make a more informed decision on this. So these three are not something that we directly answer. We'll indirectly give you content for it. We have two reports. The first report is where we talk about the impact. We are not the ones assessing impact. Rather, we're going to give you information on the customers, the details, and the different categories of data that we have found on the web. Second is the audit report from the infrastructure perspective that will tell you the source of the breach from the company and the kind of countermeasures we've already taken. These are two things that we're giving. And this will help you make a decision. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And lastly, management.
Management.
Yeah, we can use that mic.
अरे मैनेजर दूसरे को चांस दो.
So, as management, the first thing that we've noticed is that while we were interacting with the with different team members, we realized that while the team members were doing a really great job, we realized that there was a bridge that was lacking. So to really bridge that gap, we thought as management that we should first ensure that for future incidents we should work cross functionally as teams, because privacy in a subject in itself is becoming highly cross functional. So the first thing as a mitigation step that we're going to take in the future is to appoint a techno legal role. So we thought of as a measure we thought of appointing a data protection officer who can work efficiently with legal and IT, so that even the management isn't really lost in all the chaos and the siloed working of things. And the second thing is that in terms of putting together a statement, we have been coordinating closely with the IT team and the legal team. The IT team has been telling us and keeping us abreast of all the sorts of data sets that have been leaked and all the potential, and we've been informed that it's been financial in nature, sensitive data sets, and of course personal data sets and even health data sets. So in terms of reporting to the regulator, of course we should, in terms of management, we did decide that we will be reporting to certain and also the sectoral regulators. So we need legal's opinion on this, whether we should report to the RBI in terms of their master directions and in terms of their cybersecurity policies. And in terms of the FAQs, which the comms team mentioned, that's a welcome step. But in addition to that, we thought of also revisiting our privacy policies in our own website and even checking the terms and conditions of our particular apps and websites.
Actually, just before what she said, we would have approved a step for the communication team to send out an email to all the customers that data breach possibility has happened without alarming them, but tell them to immediately change all their passwords. And one of the things, like as we speak to all the stakeholders, the board members and the board chair, it would be to assure them that the IT team and the legal team are fully on board with it, and they're taking all the steps to make sure that this never happens again, including upgrading all the security. And I also feel that the management needs to approve getting an external team to come and check on the security of the current security, so and assess what the security of the company is, so that it never ever happens again. And it's important that an external team does it, so that the internal issues are not there.
Just one last point. One thing we have to tell
IT is out to see whether our donors come from other jurisdictions. So if that applies, then we'll have to take it back to legal. And in that case, in terms of GDPR, etc., all the other global laws, something such as the data subject rights might come into play, where we have a legal obligation to inform the data subjects.
No, management, the entire data is leaked. So that's a given scenario. So,
Yeah, in terms of the jurisdiction, so that we
so the entire
understand.
data is leaked. It is, if there is, you are the management, you know whether there is an external data or
Yeah,
not.
so because the entire data has been leaked, we have to build back the trust, because it's gonna really hit the roof, right? As soon as the customers come to know, they might totally stop using the services. So definitely rebuilding the trust and assuring the customers is more important, because once the data is out, it's out. We can't actually do much about it, but we have to ensure that this never again happens, and every step is taken to ensure that it never again happens. So the building back the trust is more important, I feel, because the data breach has already been it's happened.
Correct. I think management, there is a one point. Just me. You need to set the one committee to assess completely, right? Then only you need to create the reputation. The damage is going to be bigger. So what you need to tell before saying that yes, it is done. However, we constitute a committee, we are assessing, we are taking the responsibility.
Also, you are forgetting your role. You are just legal.
See, I came out here, that's why I'm giving a.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a legal.
Okay, thank you. So we only have another 5-6 minutes. So
Send them back.
you can get back to your seats.
Get back to your seats.
We'll spend. So the question here is, what really happened, and why did it happen?
Okay.
So
I'll respond to that. So scenario 1, an email has come. The IT team says ki empower me. Okay. So that is the first reaction of the IT team, that give us full empowerment to do everything. Com says that please keep me looped in. Whatever is happening, keep me looped in. So comms is saying that keep me looped in. Legal is saying that हमको नहीं पता. Management is absolutely clueless. Okay, so this is what happened in the first scenario. Okay. Then the second scenario, when they have given the sample data, comms came back that please tell me if it is correct or not, because one fine day we can't say that there is no leak, other day we will say that there is a full leak. So they are more worried about their relationship with external stakeholders. Internally kya ho raha hai, they are not bothered. Okay, so that is something which this comms will have to play a more empathetic role. IT says that they will try to find out where the leak is from. Management is very clear, no payment. Okay, except that they have not done anything. And legal is saying that report appropriately. So 4 different organizations in the company are having 4 different drifts of actions. Okay, now the data has been leaked. Scenario 3, the legal comes in. They are acting like a management. We are ready to help. Okay. Asking that IT that what is the kind of data you have which has been leaked. So it was a very not an helping attitude what I could see. It was more of a very dictatorial attitude that now you are going to realize that you are paying me less, I will ask for more salary increment, something like that. Okay. So the comms is smart here. They are saying that we will not release press release after press release, FAQ. बना देते हैं. Okay, so they are going to have an FAQ, but that's a very good idea of creating. So FAQ is a good idea to keep it updated. Okay. One thing additionally which I appreciated personally was that communication in the regional languages, because there are ground level people who might not understand English. Okay. Yes. Then the IT is still clueless. Okay. They are saying that we have found out the source, we have done the audit, we have done the countermeasures, but it is not my responsibility, it is the hackers' responsibility they have had. Okay, it is not my responsibility at all. They have not asked the management some questions that you have not paid me for hardware, you have not paid me for software, okay, you have not approved my budget, that is the reason. So they have not encashed on this opportunity with the management, and the management is not thinking of the current scenario. They are saying they will appoint DPO, okay, they will update the privacy policies, they will approve all the email to stakeholders, very management oriented, but they don't know that their reputation has been damaged. Okay, so they are in a so अबे flow तोड़ दिया भाई ठीक है so and finally they are also talking very big things like GDPR and all. Okay, and one interesting thing, they said that they will make a cross functional team. Okay, so I really don't know what is the purpose when the data has been breached to form a cross functional team. Possibly this was the first action they should have done once they were intimated that this kind of breach has happened. They should have created this cross functional team at the start of the incident. So that is my assessment.
So here we see the consequences of being unprepared from an organizational perspective. Normally we think, we are a small organization doing social kind of work. Why should we be kind of bothered about, preparing for data breaches and so on? But the damage can be quite real, and it can be existential. It can threaten your very existence. So if you look at the confidence with which the anonymous people came and said, we're going to break into your data store, it would look to me that they have already broken in. Before the IT had plugged all the kind of things, they're already inside. That's why they were so confident that they can break. So this is because there was no proactive policy. We are being reactive here. The email came, so we are reacting. Proactively, we didn't put in place a set of policies that would prevent such an occurrence from happening. But now I think the lesson is learned. The management and everybody has learned the lesson. So they have to start from scratch, have a policy, have training, have a set of good practices to combat with this kind of intrusion and intrusion detection and so on. So there is a whole lot of things to be done in these days. This is not like 10 years back when the IT's role was to look at the office automation and the Excel and the MS Word and so on. Today, IT has to be much more proactive. And this is a good example of how organizations have to behave in the future to prevent against such. Even if you're a very small organization, the damage is still very real. So I'll stop here. I hope this is interesting for all of you. So thank you very much. And back to Shabri.